What if I told you your energy has the power to shape the world around you? Just as Einstein hinted, reality isn't fixed, it's fluid. And by mastering your attention, you can consciously shift your path, dissolve limitations, and manifest a life aligned with your soul's purpose. Of all the forces in the universe, attention is the most overlooked. Yet it is the hidden architect of reality. What you observe, you energize. What you ignore, you dissolve. Every experience you've ever had, good, bad, or indifferent, was born out of the field of your focus. And so the most transformative thing you can do is not chase change, but shift attention. The direction of energy follows the command of focus. Think of your consciousness as a flashlight in a dark room. Whatever you shine it on becomes visible, activated, present. The rest remains dormant. Your life is that room. Your relationships, your health, your financial patterns, your emotions. Each of these is an object waiting in the dark. When you illuminate one with attention, it responds, it vibrates, it becomes alive in your reality. This means that the problem is rarely the condition itself. It is the attention feeding it. When you worry obsessively about debt, attention energizes scarcity. When you fear betrayal, attention creates patterns that reflect that fear. The problem isn't the event. The problem is the attachment of focus to that event, the repetition of thought and emotional charge that invites it over and over again. This is why most people live on repeat. They don't live in new realities, they relive old ones, projected forward in time. Why? Because attention has remained tethered to the past. Energy, unable to flow forward, circulates in familiar loops. So even when opportunities arrive, they're filtered through outdated patterns. A new job that feels like the old one. A new partner that acts like the last one. The future disguised as the past. Attention has two essential forms, polar and non-polar. Polar attention comes charged with desire or fear, attraction or resistance. Non-polar attention is neutral, it's pure awareness. When you observe something neutrally, you don't feed it, you allow it. It moves through you without becoming part of you. Most people live in a state of polar attention without realizing it. They hate something and believe they're rejecting it, but energetically they're entangled with it. Hatred is an energetic bond. Fear is a magnetic force. Obsession, whether negative or positive, feeds the very thing you think you're trying to avoid or attract. It's not about the label of the emotion. It's about the volume of focus and charge behind it. This is why so many people affirm abundance and still feel broke. They're saying the right words, but their attention remains soaked in the fear of not having enough. The universe doesn't respond to language, it responds to energy. And energy flows where attention goes. So you can't fake the frequency. You must shift the source. There is a hidden liberation in neutrality. When you observe a painful memory without resistance, you extract its power. It no longer defines you. When you stop trying to force healing, healing begins. When you stop resisting what is, you create space for what could be. Neutral attention is not passivity, it is clarity, and clarity opens portals. Let's go deeper. Every time you experience trauma, the energetic imprint of that trauma gets stored within you, not just mentally, but emotionally and somatically. It becomes part of your vibrational baseline. Then, without even knowing it, your attention is drawn toward anything that matches that baseline. You start unconsciously seeking the same dynamics, the same frequencies, the same roles, even if they hurt you. This is not self-sabotage. This is energetic familiarity. The system seeks consistency. If you've internalized fear, chaos, or rejection, your attention will gravitate toward environments that reflect those patterns, not because you want them, but because they match your energetic signature. Your attention, guided by unresolved vibration, becomes a compass that leads you back into the storm. This is why healing is not about forgetting the past. It's about removing the charge. When you revisit a memory and can sit with it without emotional contraction, you're free. That's non-polar attention in action. And from that space, you can begin to redirect. Redirection is not denial. It is conscious selection. The universe is always presenting you with infinite timelines. What you experience depends on which line you feed with attention. Every choice, every emotion, every perception is a vote. When you shift your focus, you're casting votes for different versions of reality. And eventually, the accumulation of those votes becomes your lived experience. This is the quantum nature of existence. Reality is not fixed. It is probabilistic. You don't attract what you want. You collapse into what you are. And what you are is determined by where your attention lives. Now consider this. Most people's attention is not self-directed. It's hijacked by fear, by media, by generational beliefs. Attention is scattered in 1,000 directions, most of which were never consciously chosen. This dilution of focus weakens personal power. It's not that people are powerless, it's that their power is fragmented. To reclaim power, you must reclaim attention. You must become ruthless with what you allow into your field. Every distraction is an energetic tax. Every unconscious thought a leakage of creative force. The most spiritual act in a distracted world is to choose focus. This is not about becoming a monk or escaping life. It's about anchoring into your own field so deeply that nothing pulls you off course. It's about building inner gravity so strong, so clear, that you become the center of your own orbit. You no longer react to life, you shape it. Einstein hinted at this when he said, "The field is the sole governing agency of the particle." In other words, the invisible energetic field determines what becomes material. And what determines the nature of your field? Your thoughts, your emotions, your attention. You are shaping the quantum field with every breath, every belief, every moment of focus. So let's talk application. How do you start manipulating your energy to shape reality? First, you must become aware of your dominant focus. Not what you want to focus on, but what you actually focus on. Keep a journal. Write down the recurring thoughts, the repetitive worries, the emotional patterns that arise. This isn't for judgment, it's for inventory. Second, practice non-polar observation. Choose a memory or situation that triggers you. Instead of analyzing it, just observe. Watch your body's reaction. Watch the thoughts rise. Let it all be there. Don't interfere. Over time, the charge weakens. The memory becomes neutral. And from neutrality, redirection becomes possible. Third, shift into intentional attention. Begin imagining your desired reality, not as something to escape into, but as something real, tangible, inevitable. But here's the key. Release the desperation. Visualize not because you need it, but because it's who you are. Your future self is not separate from you. It already exists as a vibrational blueprint. Your job is to match it. How do you match it? Emotionally, energetically. You feel the version of you who already lives that reality. You allow that feeling to guide your choices. You make decisions as that person. You speak, walk, and hold yourself in that frequency. Attention becomes the bridge between the now and the next. The more you focus there, the stronger the signal. And the stronger the signal, the more the field rearranges itself to mirror it. But this doesn't mean that resistance won't arise. It will. Your old self will fight to survive. Old patterns will tempt you back. That's okay. Don't resist the resistance. Observe it. Thank it for protecting you. And choose again. This is not a one-time shift. It's a continuous practice. The more consistent you become, the more stable your field becomes. And a stable field is magnetic. It draws into your life the people, opportunities, and experiences that match your dominant frequency. When attention becomes aligned with intention, and both are grounded in neutrality, you step into creative mastery. You no longer pray from lack. You no longer affirm from fear. You command from presence. Presence is not just mindfulness. It's the seat of creation. When you are present, you are not reacting. You are directing. You are holding space for the new to emerge. And that space is sacred. Too often, we try to manifest by force, by pushing, controlling, chasing. But true creation doesn't come from tension. It comes from surrender. Not surrender as giving up, but surrender as letting go of resistance, letting go of needing to know how, letting go of timelines, letting go of stories. The moment you accept everything exactly as it is, you free your energy. And free energy is the raw material of transformation. This is why acceptance is not defeat. It is activation. You're no longer wasting attention on resisting what already exists. You're redirecting that energy toward what wants to be born through you. Every time you accept something, you reclaim energy. Every time you redirect that energy consciously, you reshape the field. And every time you align attention with intention, you step into coherence. Coherence is the state in which all parts of you, mind, heart, body, soul, are in agreement. It is a vibration of wholeness. And wholeness is magnetic to miracles. Miracles are not anomalies, they are natural outcomes of alignment. Incoherence blocks them. Resistance delays them, but coherence invites them. So how do you live in coherence? You choose integrity. You align your thoughts with your emotions, your words with your actions, your dreams with your habits. You stop living in contradiction. Contradiction creates static. Clarity creates resonance, and resonance shapes reality. The most powerful thing you can do for your future is to become clear now. Clear in what you want, clear in what you're willing to release, clear in who you are becoming. Don't wait for evidence, be the evidence. Don't wait for proof, become the proof. Your attention is the key, and the door it opens is the one you've always been looking for, from the outside. Now you know it was within you all along. Because when your attention is sovereign, your energy is pure. And when your energy is pure, reality bends.